I was talking to Lee Livingston out of Cody, Wyoming, and he brought up, he says, hey, I got a small group going into Bridger Teton Wilderness Area right below Yellowstone Park. You and Jeff ought to come with us. Besides, we got one heck of a cook. I thought about it about 10 seconds and said, I don't have nothing going on. Let's go. So we got in the truck. We headed north to Cody. We arrived, and Hunter and Alex were getting all the animals saddled, getting ready to go. We threw our gear down, got it all piled up. A few people were trying to get the saddles sized up for them, and there's Kate. That's our cook. We'll talk about her more later. The dogs, had to take care of them. And we loaded everything up and headed for the trailhead. Once we hit the trailhead, we got the gear out, got them saddled up, got them loaded up as quick as we could, and we headed up the trail. Well, we headed up Ishawooa Trail. We were going to try to make the pass tonight, but it was a long ways, and we didn't know how far we'd make it today. We had a pretty big and long pack string here, but we had enough gear and food for 10 days for all of us, and we were going to use it. I was glad the cook brought that much food because she did really good. Straight ahead, those were the mountains we had to cross, way up high. It was going to be a long couple days just to get over those. Looking up canyon, we still had a long ways to go before we topped down. And it was a long ways down, too. By the way, that's Kate in front of me, and she's the cook, the unbelievable cook, and that's her kitchen. She's towing behind her 4 animals, packed with everything. There's a few more ahead of her too that's got her kitchen. That is a kitchen. This trail could have been just a tad wider for my liking. Hey, let's don't stop right here too long. It's straight down. Damn, it's straight down. Yep, that's straight down all right. Hey. Boy, that ain't much of a trail right there. Wow. Got me a little nervous. Boy, we've come up a long ways off the bottom of that canyon. We're getting up there. This has been one heck of a climb today. We've been in the saddle for 7 hours. It's getting a little long. Well, we made it to Ishawooa Meadows. We didn't make the pass, but we figured this was far enough. We did about 7.5 hours on horseback and about 15 to 17 miles on horseback, but it was a hard pull. It was time to set up camp. Well, the meadows weren't that big, but they were flat. We liked that part. And big enough to put our tents up and turn the horses out for graze. And they found enough graze between this and our small meadow. That down tree was perfect to put our saddles on. Great place too.
There we go. You're in the wrong spot. There you go.
Well, we broke out the maps just to see where we were, and Karen appreciated it. On that, we right below the pass, like we thought we were. We'll find it tomorrow morning.
Up and then we go
And meet up to who?
well, meet up with the Thoroughfare trail here.
Oh, okay.
So they actually consider this, so that's Yellowstone. They consider that cabin the most remote point in the lower 48.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yep.
We were putting camp together. Karen was in her kitchen getting ready for dinner, and we loved it. She made some great ribs that night, and we couldn't believe how she did it.
And sussy. That's what I'm talking about. That's Greta.
False advertising. False advertising.
She cooked a mighty fine dinner, and we were hungry. It was good. We sat by the fire afterwards and enjoyed a few stories. We headed for bed. Well, come morning, Karen was up, had her fire going in the kitchen. She was working hard, and we were out standing by the fire telling us stories. While Kate was doing breakfast, Alex went out and called the horses in. And here they came. Well, all the horses were caught, and that coffee smelled awful good. So we grabbed some coffee, looked at the breakfast menu, and wow, Kate outdid herself again. Alex took care of the dogs, and we sat around the fire just a little bit, and we looked at all those saddles. It was time to saddle up, one by one. Well, we were all loaded up. We hit the trail. We were heading towards Ishawooa Pass. We didn't think it was that far, but it was. Well, Tucker yelled out, "I think we made it to Ishawooa Pass. I think this is it. I'm not sure, but I think this is it. We're going downhill now." I yelled out to him. I said, "Yep, I think we're there. I just found the old sign. I think this is it." That's Ishawooa Rim right there. Well, it took longer for us to get up here, and we said, I'm hungry. Let's have a little lunch. Tie the horses up and have a little lunch. Everybody agreed. Well, the horses haven't had much drinking water all morning. So we found this creek. Everybody got a chance to take a big, long drink. Well, we made it over Ishawooa Pass, and now we were in Pass Creek. Pass Creek went all the way down to Thoroughfare River, and we were going to stay in this all the way down. If we could, we were going to find a place to camp down below. Well, that's the first tree we found marked by a grizzly bear. They strip all the bark off, and that's the first one of many we found. Well, we found another tree stripped by a grizzly. Looks kind of fresh. Sweet. Okay. What?
She doesn't eat the chicken. She didn't eat the carrot like Terry.
Terry?
Yeah, but perfect. Hold on that.
Okay.
And we got a couple minutes on the chicken.
Boy, this is what I call a dinner. Homemade bread, chicken Alfredo, a little Pendleton, and some Gatorade to go wash it all down. Not bad. In the next episode, we travel deeper into the wilderness, south of Yellowstone Park, and have an encounter with a wolfpack. Be sure to watch it for more wilderness adventures by horseback.